Hello, hello, Jolly Julian here, coming to you with a little good news, bad news in virtual reality, at least from my point of view. I'm coming here with an admission that I have to make, and I blame this on Meta and the Quest 3. Meta has killed my Valve Index. There it is right back there. You can see it right down there. I love my Valve Index. My Valve Index has been my daily driver in virtual reality since it came out. I don't know, 4 or 5 years, whenever it was the Valve Index came out. I bought it the day it came out. I've been using it as my daily driver ever since. I've also owned the Quest 2, which I absolutely loved and used a lot, but not nearly as much as my Valve Index. The field of view that the Valve Index has, the sound quality, everything was just, and even the controllers. I love those Index controllers. I know not everyone does, but I actually really love them. Those just got me sucked in, and that was my daily driver every single day. And then the Quest 3 came out. I purchased the Quest 3 the day it became available. I had to check this out for myself, and I absolutely loved it. I really did. I think the Quest 3 is a magnificent headset for the cost. Is it as inexpensive as the Quest 2? Of course not. But I think the benefits that it brings, the higher resolution, those pancake lenses, which look fantastic, that better processor, which will just run games so much better and at higher resolutions, better detail. All of those things combined make it, to me, the best value headset that is out there. And it's wireless, and you can play it over AirLink, over Virtual Desktop, and now over Steam Link to play PC VR, which is what I use it for the most. And that's why it has replaced the Valve Index as my go-to headset every single day. In fact, I actually took my Valve Index down and put it over there. It was, for the last 4, 5, 6 years, whatever it's been hanging on my ceiling with a cable management system and everything, so that I could use it every single day without having to take it down and put it back up. I've got my base station set up in the room permanently here, so it really was no hassle. The reason that I choose my Quest 3 headset now as the headset I go to every single day when I'm playing virtual reality, there are multiple reasons for that. Number one, and the top one I think for me, is the quality of those pancake lenses. They just look great. The sweet spot is huge. The clarity is wonderful. There's without the Fresnel lenses, there's none of those rings it just looks spectacular. Also, the field of view of the Quest 3 is better than I expect it to be. It's definitely better than the Quest 2, at least for me. It seems to me like it's approaching the Valve Index for me. It's maybe a little less than the Valve Index, but not nearly as noticeable as the Quest 2 was when I would compare it to the Valve Index. The third reason I've replaced it is there's no cable. Now, I did not mind the cable on the Valve Index. I got very used to it, and I was able to string it over my ceiling using a wonderful cable management system. So it really was not a problem. I got used to the cable just coming down from the ceiling. It didn't hang around my feet. I didn't have any issues with that. But boy, oh boy, once you go cableless, it is a real plus. It is a very nice bonus to me, but that one's a little further down the list. I did not mind the cable. Another reason that the Quest 3 has become my daily driver is frankly because of the ecosystem. I have a lot of friends that have just gotten into virtual reality largely because they're able to do it on a standalone headset without having to have a PC. I have 5 or 6 friends that recently got either a Quest 2 or a Quest 3, and it's so easy for me to play games with them in virtual reality by having a headset that is in the Quest ecosystem as my daily driver. There are certain games like Walkabout Mini Golf, Demio, things like that I've purchased from the Quest store in my Quest 3 headset so that I can pop in, find my friends, play with them super easily. That's been absolutely great. PC VR is still the main thing that I use my headset for on a regular basis, but boy, those times each week when a friend hits me up and wants to play something, Demio, Walkabout Mini Golf, Dungeons of Eternity, things like that, it's great to have that right there native in the headset. Very easy to connect with them and play. the Quest 3, a fantastic headset. And, you know, anyone that wants to accuse me of being a meta shill, well, they're obviously not giving me any money. Not enough people are watching these videos for them to give me money. And it wouldn't matter even if they offered, because you know what? I'm going to be honest. I'm not a huge fan of Facebook or Meta as a company as a whole. I think they have some real issues that they're still trying to work through, and I've never been a huge fan of them as a company. However, for what they've done for VR, I cannot deny creating the Quest 2 at the price point that it was, introduced VR to so many people that normally would never have even thought to try it. And now with the Quest 3, they've upped their game. They've brought better visual quality, better processing quality into this headset, a wider field of view, controllers that are even more comfortable and better to use overall. I have to say, what they've done for virtual reality, I'm on board with, man. I'm on board with it. So should you get a Quest 3, if you're using virtual reality more than a couple of times a week, I would say it is well worth it. If you're only using virtual reality once a week, once every couple weeks, something like that, the Quest 2 might still be just fine. The Quest 2 is a wonderful headset. And they say that it's going to continue to be supported for quite some time. But man, if you can rationalize the $500 for the 128 gig model of the Quest 3, I'd recommend it hugely, especially if you're going to be doing primarily PC VR and you want to be cableless. Then you don't need the 512 or whatever gig model. You don't need that because you're going to be playing primarily through your PC anyway. So that's where I stand. Being a long-time valveindex user, valveindex lover, valveindex supporter, it pains me a little bit to say that my valveindex is on the shelf now. Quest 3, that's my daily driver. If you liked this video at all, please feel free to subscribe. I would only ask you to subscribe if you feel you got any value out of this, because that's what I am dedicated to trying to do going forward, is create videos that will give you value. I don't want you to subscribe just for me asking you to subscribe. Subscribe if you feel you got value out of this. I will continue making these videos and continue trying to bring you as much value as I can as a fellow VR enthusiast. I love virtual reality. I'm not going to hide it. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to shout it from the rooftops. I adore virtual reality. If you do too, or think you might, then let's continue these conversations in future videos. Comment below. Let me know how you felt about this video. If there's anything, if you agree or disagree with me. If you're a passionate valveindex user like I was and you're like, I couldn't disagree more, Julian, I think you're wrong, let me know in the comments. Let's have a discussion. I'm happy to hear it. Jolly Julian signing off, and I'll catch you on the next video.